the Chief Medical Officer, very pleased with the take-up. Have you been surprised by how many Australians have signed up?
Well, good afternoon, Kieran. I've been very pleased all the way through this crisis at how Australians have responded. First, by gaining an understanding of really complex facts about something we didn't know anything about just a few months ago. And so I'm both pleased but not surprised by how quickly Australians have been signing up today.
And you've described the app as a digital vaccination. Explain your thinking on that.
Well, the purpose of the app is simply and purely to fight COVID. COVID-19 is a virus, and in the absence of a medical vaccination, it's a good way for us to think about this is as a digital vaccination. And importantly, our contact data is like a virtual antibody. That is, when somebody tests positive, we're able to quickly find all the people around that person who may have been exposed to the virus and quickly isolate the issue. And we just heard the Chief Medical Officer talk about how important that contact tracing is and the role that the app has the potential to play in it.
Now, I know you spoke to my friend Brooke Corty on 2GB radio a few weeks ago, and you said to Brooke that you want to see appropriate safeguards in place from the government, guarantees that this information, this data won't be misused. Have you seen the guarantees that you wanted?
As a technology industry, we have had a lot of eyes on this app and its rollout, and we're going to continue having that. We've had briefings from government and from the people who've reviewed the technology. I think that there has been admirable safeguards put in place, and the governance around this is very, very tight. Again, as we've just heard from the Chief Medical Officer.
And in terms of the broader, modern economy, the way that we interact with technology, with apps, as a modern consumer, we already leave lots of, what are known as digital breadcrumbs, don't we? So it needs to be seen in that context too, doesn't it?
Well, remember, this app is storing a very specific type of data. I am very protective of my own privacy, and I signed up within 2 minutes of its release last night. All the app does is store on my phone the contact data of the people I've spent a significant amount of time with, enough time that health authorities say would be a potential if I have the virus or they have the virus for transmission. The data only stays on my phone, and it's only if I have that I test positive and I then give my permission that those contacts are uploaded to the state's health officials. That's much less data than many other things that we do leave behind. So I am very comfortable based upon that.
And you've also written in the last few days about the power of clean contact data. What do you mean by that?
This is all about the data and about it being clean. We have thousands of people working on contact tracing at the moment. So when someone does test positive, we are able to find out who they've been in contact with, but it's imperfect. The ride-sharing company showed that because they've got a single app for their ride-sharing, when somebody has been positive, they're able to quickly find out who was in the same car in the immediate time before or the immediate time after. By having this app, it's an important part of our arsenal in the fight against COVID because we have clean contact data. It's going to be so much faster to be able to find out who was in contact with, many of whom I may not even remember who they were. They may have been the person they were standing next to in a queue for some period of time, and I may never have gotten their name. It's all about having that data. And remember, on its own, the app is not a panacea. It's not the medical vaccine that we're all hoping for. There are three things that we need to do. We need to be able to maintain good social distancing. We need to have lots and lots of testing. And then when somebody tests positive, we need to have the ability to very quickly contain the spread by finding all of the people that person was in contact with. So we keep that magical number of infections that each person who becomes positive creates less than one. So we gradually get rid of this virus.
But just finally, to wrap up, COVIDSafe is safe. People should sign up.
Absolutely. I'm really heartened by the rate at which Australians are signing up now, but we've got to get over that magic 40% of the Australian population, and we can't play politics with this.
Well said. Rob Hillard, Chief Strategy and Innovation Officer at Deloitte. Thanks so much for that.